How does it feel to get slapped by a family member? My aunt slapped me from the time I was 7 until I turned 17. Not the kind of light disciplinary tap some might imagine, but a full-force open palm that would leave my ears ringing and cheek burning for hours. She called it attitude adjustment, and somehow the entire family accepted it as her special right. My cousins were spared this treatment. It was reserved exclusively for me, the niece who resembled her ex-husband's sister too closely. For comfort, the first time it happened was at a family barbecue when I spilled lemonade on her new white pants. I remember the collective intake of breath from relatives as her hand connected with my face, followed by uncomfortable silence. Then resumed conversations as if nothing had happened. My mother pulled me aside later, whispering that Aunt Caroline had been through a lot, and I needed to be more careful around her. This became the pattern. A minor infraction, a public slap, stunned silence, then everyone pretending it was normal. I learned to navigate family gatherings like minefields, calculating the safest distance to maintain, watching her wine glass level as the evening progressed. By 13, I'd developed a sixth sense for when it was coming, the slight flush creeping up her neck, the tightening around her mouth, the way she'd adjust her wedding ring, twisting it 3 times before striking. I became quieter, withdrawn, the perfect niece, who never caused trouble, except when I inevitably did something human, like laugh too loudly or forget to use a coaster at 16. I was helping serve dessert at Thanksgiving when I tripped slightly, jostling her arm. She stood up immediately, hand raised, but this time my father stepped between us. "That's enough, Caroline," he said quietly. Something had changed. My father had been in therapy for 6 months working through his own childhood traumas and suddenly saw what was happening. My aunt's face contorted with rage. "You tell me how to discipline children in this family," she hissed. "She's not a child anymore," my father replied, "and she was never yours to discipline." The family dinner imploded, with relatives taking sides, some defending tradition, others finally acknowledging the abuse that had been happening in plain sight for a decade. On my 17th birthday, my aunt arrived with a small gift box, approached me with her practiced smile, and whispered, "I hope you've learned your lesson about respect." I looked her directly in the eyes for the first time in years. "I have." I replied loud enough for everyone to hear. "I've learned that people who truly deserve respect never have to demand it with violence." She raised her hand out of habit, but I didn't flinch. "If you touch me again, I'll press charges," I said calmly. "I have 10 years of photographs dated and documented." I hadn't actually kept such records, but the bluff worked. Her hand slowly lowered. The room was silent as she gathered her purse and left without another word. That was 5 years ago now. I'm studying psychology, focusing on family systems and generational trauma. My aunt sends birthday cards with cash, but we haven't spoken. She was uninvited from my college graduation after attempting to contact me despite my clear boundaries. The strange thing about being slapped by family isn't just the physical pain. It's watching everyone who claims to love you collectively decide your dignity is less important than their comfort. It's realizing that sometimes the most damaging part isn't the hand that strikes you, but all the hands that remain folded in laps pretending not to see.